Hello, folks.
You scared me.
We're on that one, by the way.
Hi, folks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Tuesday morning.
Man, I tell you what, it's gorgeous. If you love clouds, I love clouds, Bruce.
If you're a big cloud
I like
lover,
rain. Boy, the drought's over.
The drought has ended.
Isn't that great?
The drought is ended. It's we are happy March 17th. Happy Tuesday, March 17th. Of course, that's
Oh.
You're not wearing green.
This is St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Well, sure and begora.
I'm not wearing green either. I feel bad about that.
Well, I have some green in my teeth.
Yeah, there you go. A nice little broccoli in the teeth to
asparagus
get
to you.
Asparagus. Well, that's sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
Hey, folks, thank you so much for tuning in here on Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Len Wells.
The man, the legend.
Realize. I am Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thanks for inviting me again.
You're very welcome.
I thought the ban was still in place.
Well,
been lifted? Or management doesn't know about it.
Management doesn't know you're here.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Appreciate you tuning in up in Hartville, up in Watson, coming south to Louisville, over in Salem.
You're nationwide.
Exactly right. Pretty much statewide.
Nationwide.
It's Election Day. You got a big Election Day. You going to tell Election Day stories?
I know no Election Day stories. Other than the half pints. We can talk about those later.
We might mention all kinds.
Sure.
It is Election Day. Hope you're able to go out and
vote often
if you are so inclined, and otherwise you might with this coronavirus you might be sticking around the house. Who knows?
Sure.
Well, we do appreciate you tuning in. However, so you are doing it over in, like I said, Channel 3 in Salem, elsewhere on Channel 100, wherever your wonderful TV finds itself.
Isn't that great?
You want to know some community events today?
Let's hear them because I'm ready. I'm going to crack my knuckles.
Yeah, I usually take you off the screen.
Did you tape your ankles for this?
I have taped my ankles for the community event.
Here we go. Showtime.
St. Patrick's Day party at Flora Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center at 2 o'clock today.
Woo.
That's canceled.
Oh, are you serious?
Community bingo at the Heritage Woods today at 1:30. That's canceled.
Oh.
St. Patrick's party at Flora Gardens today at 2 o'clock. That's canceled.
Oh.
The Church with Vic and Linda at Flora Gardens tonight at 6 p.m. That's canceled. Fairfield Memorial Tournament, Fairfield Memorial Hospital, holding an advanced cardiac life support class today at 9 a.m.
Plug 'em in.
Now, this one I don't know if it's canceled or not.
I bet it's not.
Have it. You think
I shouldn't say that, but
we don't know.
I do know that they have postponed. They've asked you not to have no visitors. They've imposed no visitors. Yeah, Fairfield Memorial. I do know that. No visitors.
Well, I suspect that this will probably be canceled because you'd be visiting.
Well, no, they're talking about visiting patients and things of that nature.
Take off pounds sensibly. The TOPS group is going to meet.
What time's the weigh-in?
That's at 5 p.m. at the Community of Christ Church.
I thought it might be at the elevator.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not the drive-on.
It's not
scales.
the drive-on.
Scales.
No, it's not the drive-on scales. It's blood drive today.
I bet that's on.
No, the blood drive's on. It's a community.
Really should be.
It's a Centralia Community Blood Drive. It's going to be over at the Moose Family Center in Centralia from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Again, you might want to stop.
That's very important, actually. It really,
incredibly
very, very important.
There's one in Fairfield on Wednesday as well. That right? I will be attending.
Cool.
I intend to attend anyway.
That's great.
Depending on my blood pressure, who knows where the blood pressure is going to be? Probably very low, since there's no basketball to bother with.
That's right.
Yeah,
Uncle Bruce has got like on a break, aren't you? Like a vacation, kind of almost.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Bowling. Reruns of bowling.
Glow in the Dark Trivia Night is at Idlewood Entertainment in Salem tonight. I'm guessing that's probably going to be canceled.
Well, hey, you can always show up, and if the doors are locked, go to the house.
There you go.
That's right. Well, I'm so sorry, but I understand it's there's nothing to laugh about. I mean, this is the real deal, Bruce.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely the real deal.
Absolutely right. Community blood drive. There's another one. There's a blood drive up at Dan Hecht Chevrolet. That's very kind of those folks at Chevrolet. Dan Hecht to open up the doors for the big old blood drive. It'll be at 1 p.m. to 4:30. That's up in Effingham, and they'll this week is considered considered a critical week for blood needs. Anyone who comes in to donate is automatically entered to win a $250 Visa gift card.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Wow. That'd be worth giving a pint.
The cash is going to be given away by the Central Illinois Community Blood Center.
And the other thing about that, Bruce, is when you give a pint of blood, you're helping as at least 8 people.
Is it that many?
Yeah, 8 people.
I didn't know how many.
Because when they break it down into its major components, you got your platelets and your plasma, and you got this and that, and factor 8 and all these other things. You're helping a lot of people when you get a single pint of blood.
Oh, absolutely. Right.
And it's not like, okay, that's all they got is a whole blood, in the hospitals. Although they do need that, and they do use that, but a lot of times they'll break it down into its major components, and you'll help a lot of people.
They'll use plasma here. They'll use red blood cells.
There's a thing called factor 8, which is used a lot in cancer treatment, stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Factor 8.
Yeah, I don't know what the other 7 are.
That's kind of what I was wondering. I
just made that up. No, I didn't. I did not. Anyway. There are a number of components that they use a lot of things for.
This is also World Social Work Day on the third Tuesday in March. World Social Work Day recognizes the hard work and dedication of social workers. A global organization of social workers come together for social justice, human rights, and social development, all through the promotion of best practices of social work. Did you know that?
I did not. And looking at the slide that you put up there, if you got green hands, you might want to see a doctor.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Well, they had green hands holding up the world there. It looked like who's the guy that holds up the world? Charles Atlas, or who was that?
He shrugs, right?
I think he doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you got green hands, we'll either wash them or go see a doctor.
Be sure to give a shout out to social workers.
Absolutely, hug one if you know one.
International don't do that. No hugging, man. Social distance.
Oh, that's right. Elbows.
That's right. There you go. Elbow in. International Federation of Social Workers promotes World Social Work Day since 1983.
Oh well.
They have celebrated social workers and joined with other organizations to facilitate international cooperation, recognizing the accomplishments and contributions of social workers around the globe.
That's great. That's great.
Glad to.
I know a couple of social workers.
I know. Well, I used to have a sister-in-law.
Had one in the family.
Worker. Yeah.
Good deal.
No longer a
sister-in-law.
She's still a social worker.
Oh yeah. Well,
she's no longer a sister-in-law.
Left the family.
That's exactly right.
Things happen.
These things.
There's a little antisocial going on there in the family. It's okay. It's okay.
We're not antisocial.
No, but whatever led to it.
Antisocial work.
There you go.
Maybe. This happy St. Patrick's Day. What do you do? What do the colors green parades on March 17th have in common? Well, of course, it's St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated by millions of folks across the globe. Folks wear the color green, drink green beverages, decorate houses and businesses. You
got a green cup, I noticed.
I have a green cup, yes. In fact, the wearing of the green is a tradition that dates all the way back to a story written about St. Patrick back in 1726.
Oh, my. Is that when he drove the snakes out of Ireland?
He was known to use a shamrock to illustrate the Holy Trinity and then to have worn green clothing. The Feast of St. Patrick started in the early 17th century. That'd be the 1600s. The day marks the death of St. Patrick. How do they know when he died 1,300 years before?
Oh, they get those little folders from the funeral home. It's got the date and everything on it. Yeah, that's how.
Is that right?
Yeah, little folder you get when you go to the funeral home. They give you one when you go in the door. Yeah, St. Patrick right there. Had his picture, everything.
That's really, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was a Summer Kistler funeral home. I don't remember.
It might have been.
I don't remember. But you were talking about Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
No, that's something else. Johnson
and Vaughn.
Or Johnson and Johnson, either one.
Yeah.
But is there something about him driving snakes out?
Let me see here. The Feast of St. Patrick started in the early 17th century. Blah, blah. Day marks the death of St. Patrick's, was chosen as an official feast day observed by the Catholic Church. Day's public holiday. It's a public holiday in Ireland and Northern Ireland, Canadian province of Newfoundland, and Labrador, and the British Overseas Territory of Montserrat. It's also widely celebrated by the Irish diaspora around the world, and especially in Great Britain, Canada, the United States, Argentina, and Australia, in New Zealand.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
I don't know if that's.
But
I think you're right, though. I think he's the fellow who supposedly drove the snakes.
But my question is, and you're very big in trivia.
I tried to be.
If
yes.
St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland, because that is an island, is that correct?
Oh, it's certainly an island.
So what would he have driven them out in? Like a AMC Pacer back then?
Probably drove them out in a
pickup truck,
some kind of boat.
Boat. So they didn't have cars and trucks back then.
No.
Okay. I'm just curious. If they
300
drove them out, I didn't know what.
300 BC or something. I don't know. I guess he's a
BC.
saint. It'd have to be AD.
Yeah, it would certainly have to. And a lot of corned beef and cabbage is devoured.
As you say.
I love corned beef and cabbage.
This is National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day.
I thought you were making that up.
I am not making that up. National Corned Beef and Cabbage coincides just so coincidentally with St. Patrick's Day. It's to corn something is to simply preserve it in salty brine. The term corn refers to the coarse grains of salt used for curing.
Isn't that neat? Interesting. Very interesting.
No idea of that. Here's a traditional meal served around St. Patrick's Day. It's enjoyed by many with the use of a crock pot. One can prepare a delicious meal in the morning to enjoy with the family in the evening. Do you eat a bunch of, are you a big
I love corned beef. I love it.
Fan?
Absolutely love it.
Really?
Yeah. St. Edward's Catholic Church in Fairfield usually has a corned beef and cabbage dinner that they put on, and they'll have the cabbage is like a wedge. Oh, it's just delicious, and the corned beef is fabulous. Oh, I love corned beef and cabbage. I do. You don't like it? What is you don't like the cabbage part?
It's the cabbage. Yeah,
I
like corned beef, but I really like corned beef.
I love cabbage.
I love a good Reuben with the sauerkraut and the Reuben, which is that's cabbage
sure.
too. But
as far as boiled cabbage, not you.
No.
Oh, I love it.
Not.
If I had a bowl right now, I'd eat it while you're talking. That's
really?
how good it is.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
You have real.
Sometimes I put some in my pockets.
Do you?
For later. Yeah,
just for saving. Well, that's outstanding, dear. What's on television? What do you want to see on television? Sports on TV? We've got
nothing.
Oh,
that bites.
At least for the next 2 weeks.
Terrible.
It's the next 2 weeks we have nothing on television. No sports.
Reruns. Surely they'll put reruns of sport, major.
That's what they did all day yesterday. They had games.
Classic
games from 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. There were people watching them. I heard stories of people watching them and not realizing that they were 2 years old.
And they were trying to place bets.
I've never heard anybody try to place a bet. But
that's terrible.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
Well, you see, I must admit, I saw some games on Friday that I saw. What is a game going on? How's this
well, I understand why you were confused, but we won't get into that.
You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Len Wells. We'll be back right after this word. Do stick around.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, My name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Where am I?
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big. I guess I'm still on that one.
I'll tell you what, you scare me
over to
sometimes.
this one. I've switched you over to this one. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Len Wells is here. We're going to talk about a wide variety of subjects. Len is a good friend, gentleman farmer, and a writer, a raconteur.
A raconteur? You said that again. I thought that was words you couldn't use, like, couldn't
You think that's one of the 7?
I wondered about that.
No, that's not one of the 7. No, you're a raconteur.
I am indeed a raconteur. Come on in.
And as well as all kinds of different things. And Len, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
It's good to see you here.
It's good to be here. Happy to be here. I've been traveling.
You have been traveling.
Maybe I shouldn't have been traveling, but I've been traveling.
You and I have both been traveling. I suspect we'll probably detail, either of us can regale folks with our tales of wide travel and different people seeing.
The only reason I come on TV and talk about this is it becomes then tax deductible. I know somebody that did that a lot. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But no, my wife and I went down to Tinker Air Force Base just outside Oklahoma City.
Where? Okay, Oklahoma. So that's a good long.
It's about an 8.5 hour drive.
Okay.
We drove this time instead of flying because flying is probably not real safe right now because of the COVID-19 virus. But we drove down there.
People trying to get back into O'Hare, get back into the country.
That was a near disaster.
Yeah.
And you can say what you want to say about Governor J.B. Pritzker, but he was smoking hot. I mean, he was mad. He was steaming.
Fire.
He was on fire over that because it just was a total disaster.
Yeah.
The one thing you wanted to prevent happened because nobody was ready.
Yeah.
And so, did he finally get the fire department deputized to help?
I don't know
test
about that.
people?
He finally got some more help from folks.
They got some more help through the fire department. I guess the paramedics and stuff, they were able to deputize and help get that crowd cleared out. But see, that wasn't the only airport. Any international airport where people are finally trying to get back home before the ban on travel. And here you got 15,000 people or however many, it doesn't matter how many there were, but they're all jammed into this hallway, shoulder to shoulder, waiting to get tested. And that's the last thing you wanted to have happen, and it happened.
That's exactly.
Not just at O'Hare.
You were talking, we got off on that because you were going down to Oklahoma City.
Went down to Oklahoma City. We went down to visit our granddaughter and her husband. And he's a pilot down there. He flies at what's called an E3, which is an AWACS radar plane. That's what he flies. And that's the home base of those planes. I think I got like 24 of them on site there, and then there's another 2 in South Korea and another 2 in Alaska. But anyway,
none at Scott.
No, there's none at Scott. Not that I'm aware of. Not to say they don't stop there, but they're not based there. So we went down to visit them at Tinker Air Force Base, and the day that the president announced the national emergency, I mean, that just happened to be the day that he did that. We were down there, and so our granddaughter sent us to the store, the commissary on base.
Sure, the BX.
PMX. No, there's 2. There's the commissary and then there's the PX.
Okay.
But anyway, 2 different things. But one I can shop at and the other one only the military can. But anyway, they're all under the same roof. We went there we were supposed to get some ground beef and a couple of things. Anyway, it was toppings for some pizzas, what we were going to have, and a tomato.
Nice.
Then we go in there, and you have to understand this commissary is as big as any supermarket that you can imagine. I mean,
serving the entire base.
The entire base. It's huge. I mean, it's enormous. I hate to use the word Schnucks, but if you go over in the St. Louis area and you go into Schnucks, it's a big supermarket.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Very big supermarket. Nothing that we wanted was there. The meat's gone. All the meat's gone.
Really?
The only thing that was left, Bruce, was some kielbasa, and that was about it.
Well,
There was no chicken. There was no beef. There was no nothing.
Kielbasa goes good on a pizza.
Absolutely it does, but we decided to go to Plan B. And the shelves were empty. I could not believe my eyes. I mean, I've been hearing about stories, runs on, there was no bread, no milk, no meat, no nothing. I'm sure it's all been restocked now. And then we left Sunday morning. As we were driving out and getting off the base, we get a phone call from our granddaughter. She said, well, I'm glad you came when you did. Why is that? Well, the Defense Department just banned all civilian visitors to all military bases.
Well, what about had you been on base still? Would they have kicked you out?
No. Well, as soon as we left, we couldn't get back in.
I see.
Just that simple. I think if we had been there, we could leave, but we couldn't come back.
Right.
Period. And they also canceled all commercial travel for military personnel. So in other words, hey, I'm on leave. I'm going to fly home and see mom and dad in Piscataway, New Jersey.
Right.
No. Unless you're on a military plane, no commercial.
What if I'm already visiting mom and dad in Piscataway, New Jersey, and they want me back?
I'm guessing you'll either drive back or they'll make arrangements for you to get on what's called a MATS service, military air transport service. You may have to go to another military base and get on a MATS plane and come back to your base.
But
There's
kidding.
no commercial travel for military. That was a Defense Department announcement yesterday morning as we were departing Tinker Air Force Base. And security is very, very high there, of course, on any military base.
Of course.
But it was interesting. It was very interesting, and it's a huge, huge Air Force base. We had visited the Columbus Air Force Base in Columbus, Mississippi prior to this, and I mean, seriously, it's like the difference between St. Louis Airport and the Florida Airport. I mean, they're just that much different in size.
I tell you what, we're going to come back with Len, and we're kind of.
We're going to talk a little bit about COVID-19.
We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
You've got Len Wells right there. You've got Bruce Dickey right here. And we are on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey back right after this word. Stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
How Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. That's great.
Yeah, I see the light now.
Oh, well, yeah.
I see the light.
You know one of my favorite lines from a Ray Wiley Hubbard song?
No.
Some folks get spiritual when they see the light, others when they feel the heat.
True.
Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Len Wells right there. And
thank you.
We do appreciate you tuning in as we're just sitting here kind of shooting a bull, working our way through
There's just a lot going on. There's a lot
the
going
new
on.
normal.
I guess you'd have to call it that. And it could be that way all the way through the end of May, for all we know.
Yeah, could be that
or
way
be
through.
beyond. I don't know.
Who knows? Were there, of course, the COVID-19 is upon us. Were there all kinds of different safety measures you had to take down in Oklahoma?
Well, a lot of hand sanitizing, a lot of hand washing, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah. In fact, when we were going through the security, I mean, the guard at the gate, the armed guard at the gate, he got on gloves. Plus,
Pardon me. That's not. I've got allergies. That's not coronavirus.
It's what they all say. That's how it starts, folks. That's how it starts. But no, and the other thing is when you show your ID, you usually hand it to them and they scan it.
Yeah.
No touchy.
Oh, really?
You just hold it up there and then he scans it. No touchy. Stuff so this common sense stuff.
What's your thoughts? You were mentioning you were.
Well, one of the things that concerns me, and we can talk about this, and I'm glad there's not a call-in portion to this program,
no.
which is a good thing. Social media has become, I think, a real serious problem in this time of the COVID-19, the coronavirus. I think it's become it's just a mess.
Yeah.
Because if you go to social, you don't want to necessarily go on social media to get your information unless it's from a bona fide source, as in the Centers for Disease Control but there's some stupid stuff, absolutely stupid stuff out there. I mean, stuff like, well, this is what, if you feel like you're getting it, you take this and you won't come down with it. No, that doesn't work that way.
No.
And anyway, social media, I think, has really messed things up. And there's one in particular I saw. This was posted in a doctor's office. How many cases of flu that we had last year and how many people died of the flu. And this over here shows how many cases of the coronavirus we've had this year and how many people have been killed, which is virtually nothing.
Right.
So is there a problem? This was posted in a doctor's office. Well, which doctor's office?
I don't think.
And what was the source of this?
Yeah.
It's baloney.
Yeah.
It's absolute baloney. And then there's the other one that if you want to get rid of the coronavirus, stop watching the media. Turn the media off for 2 months.
That ain't going to work.
Then you'll get no information whatsoever. I'm sorry, but the national response has been all over the place.
Right.
You have to admit. Forget who the president is. Forget what the party affiliation is. It has been all over the place. It started out with nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. The risk is incredibly low. Don't worry about it. Forget it. It's just the flu. Or as Rush Limbaugh said, I'm going to bring him up. He said, it's nothing but a cold. That's all it is the cold. And he said that as recently as this last week. Folks, it's nothing but the cold. This is a conspiracy by the liberals. It's a conspiracy. Well, did they shut down schools and all this other stuff over the common cold? But that's the kind of stuff that scares the pants off of me.
What scares me about the thing in the social media type of talk is the folks who are blaming one side or the other. Like you said, folks blaming liberal media for making a scare. And
it's all a conspiracy.
And
to get Trump out of office.
That makes no sense in that.
None.
In that Yeah, so one side or the other, they wanted to cancel school. They wanted to cancel basketball tournaments. That's where I was, ladies and gentlemen. I was at a basketball tournament that we didn't play basketball.
Isn't that something?
I was at the Big Ten tournament
In Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
And they didn't play.
It
had nothing to do with politics.
And
nothing.
I got to tell you, there are a lot of folks in downtown Indianapolis that would have really preferred. You could talk white, black, liberal,
conservative,
liberal, conservative, whatever. A lot of folks would have all of them would have rather had that basketball tournament.
Absolutely.
And
common sense. And trust the experts, the doctors, the scientists. I don't trust politicians when it comes to doctrine and to pandemics. I don't trust politicians. It's just like I don't want a politician to tell me how to pray, and I don't want a preacher to tell me how to vote. Truly.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. So I think you got to be really careful where you get your information, and social media probably is not the place to get that.
So, and when you're talking about social media, you're looking at like Facebook or
Facebook
you're
in
Twitter.
Particular,
you're looking
or Twitter,
and Twitter and on the Instagram or something like that. Go to the source. Go to the CDC or listen to your doctor.
Listen to your doctor, or believe it or not, and I know people say the mainstream media. They're talking to the experts. They're talking to the scientists and the doctors. They're not. It's not opinion. It's not opinion. It's facts. I trust facts. I trust doctors. I trust the scientists. I don't trust the politicians.
The trickiest part about this is, to me, one of the trickiest parts about this, the folks who maybe are a little bit more disbelieving of what they are hearing about the virus are maybe the more vulnerable folks to it.
That's what's sad, especially if you're an older person,
people,
or if you have an underlying health issue.
Right.
Most people, if they do contract COVID-19, it'll be a very mild case. Some people may not even know they've had it.
Right.
But if you're older, if you have these underlying conditions, it can be lethal. It can be fatal.
Right.
Because when you have these severe cases, you may wind up being put on a respirator. Okay? There's only a finite number of those respirators out there. There's only a finite number of hospital beds. There's only a finite number of medical care providers, as in doctors and nurses and people who run these hospitals. There's not an unlimited number of these people.
Right.
So it could easily overwhelm the healthcare system. And so I have my son-in-law. I won't mention his name, but my son-in-law.
Let's take
a break and talk about this.
Take a break, and then we'll come back. We'll tell you about what your doctor's son-in-law. Now, granted, folks need to listen to their own doctor.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you have access to a guy who has been in the profession for decades,
in the emergency room
profession for decades, that doesn't hurt to listen to that as well.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back after this word. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, and that's Len Wells. Back in a sec.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Okay. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Len Wells is here. We're talking about actually a variety of things. Talking about
got a
COVID.
fever.
Huh?
I think I may have a fever.
Don't you say that. Don't you
Not
dare.
funny. Not funny.
Don't you dare say that. And then, like that guy from the guy from the Utah Jazz that started licking microphones or whatever.
That was smart.
Yeah, that was not very bright. And then he turns out to be testing positive for COVID. Okay, you were talking about your son-in-law.
I have a son-in-law who is an emergency room doctor.
Right.
Okay.
Has been for
a long
15, 20 years.
Yeah. Anyway, he saw this coming a long time ago. And when I say a long time ago, I'm talking about well over a month ago. During a period of time when nothing to see here, during that period of time, his big concern was he couldn't get anybody tested. If somebody came to his emergency room displaying symptoms which could be consistent with COVID-19, he couldn't get them tested. And by that I mean to get them tested, if he had a suspicion that they might be infected, he would have to pick up the phone, call the CDC in Atlanta, Georgia. They would send him a test. He'd test them, send it back, and it might be as long as 3 weeks before you get a result. Right. In the meantime, this person has left, went home, went to the grocery store, went to the movies, went everywhere, and potentially had infected other people. That's terrible because the standard for the test was way up here. Well, if you've been in touch with somebody from Wuhan, China, or wherever that was, then you can get tested. Or if you've been overseas in the last week or two, then you can get tested. But if that person came in and said, "No, I've just been sitting around the house," you couldn't get tested. And even today, as we sit here on St. Patrick's Day, Tuesday, the 17th, it's not that easy to get tested. Now, despite what the politicians say, anybody that wants to get tested can get tested. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. You have to the threshold is still higher, still lower than it was, but it's still higher to get tested. So you can't just walk into your local doctor's office and say, "Boy, I've been running a fever, test me." It's not that easy.
How many folks, or has he seen it? Has he seen anybody in particular? I guess he can't really tell you that, can he?
He cannot, but he just is scared to death that a lot of people that he has seen may have had this and then went out into the community because he couldn't get them tested. That's his greatest frustration. The greatest frustration is the lack of testing.
That's the thing. You see on social media, you'll see the folks down in Nashville, down in Tennessee, still having the big crowds and the big party, and that's probably over with, isn't it?
I would guess so. I mean, and I understand where people's heads are. I really do. I mean, I can understand why you think this is all baloney, and I understand that. And but I believe that it's the real deal. I hope that 6 weeks, 8 weeks from now, or whatever, that this is just a distant memory, and we have very few fatalities and very few cases. I hope that's the case. But the experts are saying this is probably going to get worse before it gets better. There's going to be a lot more people testing positive. There's going to be a lot more people winding up in the hospital, and that's bad, especially for the elderly and those with underlying health conditions.
So it brings us back to the original point, what you need to do.
Common sense.
Common sense. Avoid. I haven't given Len a hug since he's been here.
What's that other thing? Does that other thing count? Oh, never mind. No, but just common
We didn't
sense
shake
stuff.
hands.
We didn't shake hands. Wash your hands a lot. Use hand sanitizer.
I did wipe down. I did
social
wipe down
distancing.
the entire. By the way, I wiped down the
And
entire
that's,
studio.
we can laugh about that, but that's stuff that needs to be done.
I wiped down the microphones.
You did? What's this green?
Can't you smell? Can't you
Well,
smell the Clorox on that
But yeah,
microphone?
common sense stuff. Because if you use a good disinfectant spray,
Right.
or the Clorox wipes, that'll kill just about anything.
Yeah.
It really and truly will.
Yeah.
And if you're using hand sanitizer, folks, there's a lot of stuff on the internet. You make your own, just this and something. aloe vera.
That's the other tricky part is making your own hand sanitizer, and of course because stores are running out of rubbing alcohol now too.
That too, but it has to be at least 70% alcohol, 70% or more alcohol. It has to be to be effective.
Right.
Well, you can make any. Use vodka. There's some stuff on the internet. Use vodka. That'll be great. It's a good hand sanitizer. No, it's not. It's not 70% alcohol. Maybe Everclear.
Sorry.
Everclear's 100% alcohol in it.
95.
Well, that would probably work, but who's going to go out and buy Everclear? I mean, that's some nasty stuff there.
I am
But
not.
hand washing-
At this point, I refuse to answer that
on the
question.
grounds that it might incinerate you. But washing your hands, practicing social distancing, and I'm no doctor, nor have I ever played one on TV. But I mean, it's the common sense stuff. This is the advice. Now, there's been some interesting things that happened just this morning down in White County. I'll use White County as an example. Doug Myers, the sheriff of White County, just at 9:13 this morning, this is when this came across, he implemented some drastic measures to prevent the spread of this disease. One of the things is his deputies will not respond to every call
Oh, really?
in person.
Yeah.
Now they'll continue to provide critical services to the county, but they will, unless it's a bad accident or somebody says I'm getting beat up or stabbed, they're going to respond just like they always do. But if somebody calls in and say, hey, somebody broke into my garage, they'll try to take this information over the phone without sending a deputy in person. So they're going to try to screen these calls to see how many of them they can take care of over the phone without having to send a deputy in person. That's one thing they're doing. Another thing they're doing is the courtroom is closed to all visitors.
In White County.
In White County. In other words, if you have a pending case.
That's the thing. Once it starts happening in White County, it's going to probably start.
Oh, if it
happening in
hasn't
other
already.
counties.
And that
Yeah.
may be a statewide thing now, but it just came across this morning. But let's say you have to appear in court for
Whatever.
For whatever. You can be there with your attorney. And of course, the court people can be there, but your family can't come in and
is that
support
right?
you. No visitors other than the defendants or the
Other than the
plaintiff.
parties involved.
Parties involved, exactly. And also the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Illinois.
In Benton?
Benton and East St. Louis. There's two offices. They have postponed or suspended, rather, all civil criminal cases where there's in-person appearances required.
Really?
Those have been continued indefinitely.
No kidding. I
So,
didn't know
but
that.
any of the filing can still be done electronically. But so that's what they've done on the federal level. Also, in the White County Sheriff's Department, no contact visits with the jail.
Oh, is that right?
Period. So it either has to be done by. I think they do have an internet visitation protocol that they can use, but you can't come in and visit anybody during their normal business hours. That's been canceled, and they're testing all inmates, all incoming inmates, as in non-invasive type exams. In other words, taking their temperature and asking them a series of questions to see if they've been exposed to this. So these are pretty drastic measures, but I think you're going to see this as the new normal. I really do.
That's fascinating to me, and in that they're basically trying to, stop the spread.
Exactly. That's what this is all about. You may not know that somebody has this because there's now evidence that people who are asymptomatic, meaning you have no symptoms, but have the virus, can spread the virus with no symptoms. You don't have to have a terrible cough or a fever to spread this illness. So they're taking all the steps they can to prevent the spread of this. And then, once you get it contained, then it'll eventually die out. But you got to get to that point first.
Well, that's you'll see the occasional. Let's look back 9 years or 11 years, 2009.
H1N1.
H1N1, and
There was quite a response to that, too.
there was a large response to that. There were also cases. There were 1,000 cases in Illinois. We had cases in Wayne County. We had cases in White County. There were cases
Sure.
all throughout Southern Illinois. But It was not the.
That was an influenza, was it?
It was an influenza.
This is COVID-19 is not flu. It is not flu. It is a virus, but it's not influenza.
But it's more easily transmitted.
Much easier
than say the H1N1.
So anyway, I guess my point is, and again, I'm not a doctor, nor have I ever played one on TV. This is the real deal, and you can make fun of this all you want, but it's really not productive to do that.
You know what I suggest to folks?
A break.
Well, I can do that too.
Oh.
But for the folks who are sitting at home, like the kids, the students,
sure,
I suggest they go to YouTube and they watch the back shows of reruns of Big Talk with Bruce Dickey.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the ones where I made it a
Len's been on probably half a dozen.
Oh, at least.
Maybe. And you could probably go do.
You sure you have some Pepto-Bismol when you do that?
do the whole Len Wells series of shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds like
I think it'd be great.
You've talked about the dude down in Hamilton County a few times.
Oh,
We've talked about all kinds. We talked about Bruce Mendenhall.
Yeah. Talked about him, serial killer guy. We talked about John Wayne Gacy.
Did we talk about Mendenhall?
I'm not sure we did. We probably should. If we haven't,
I don't think we've talked about Mendenhall.
Did we talk about Gacy? I think, haven't we?
We did talk about
Gacy.
Gacy was a good show.
Thank you. You get some response on that?
I get all kinds of response.
And then the other one you said you got a lot of response on. I don't remember. It was so important. It was memorable. Oh, I know what it was. The Newbie Cemetery.
That's exactly
the Civil War guy.
Folks at
lost his memory.
The guy from
much like
County.
Myself, right, Bob?
You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I've got Len Wells here. We're going to come back and wrap things up here after this. Just please do stick around. Where else you gonna go?
I mean, there's nothing else to do. All the humanity.
We'll be right back.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Right there is Len Wells. I'm Bruce Dickey. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We've been
all over the place.
We've been all over the place today. I didn't know what are you writing about in the column lately? Len writes a column for the.
There is something I wanted to mention.
The Navigator. Pardon me.
The National Enquirer.
The Navigator Journal Register. Right.
Yes, sir.
And the Carmi Chronicle.
And the Prairie Post.
And the Prairie Post. And what have you been keeping an eye on? What have you been writing?
One of the things in this, I hate to be, this is not a very happy story.
Oh, well,
you know Larry the Flagman? You know Larry the Flagman?
I heard about Larry the Flagman.
Larry the Flagman is, the only way I can say it is he can see the finish line. He is very.
I interviewed Larry the Flagman on the radio show.
Great guy.
Great guy.
From Little York, Illinois, which is up north. And anyway, he had.
He's not in Little York anymore. He's in Iowa now, I think.
No, he's out of Iowa, and they brought him home in an ambulance.
Oh, did they?
Brought him home in an ambulance. He's on hospice care in his home, and he's on not a ventilator, but he is on he has a breathing tube in. And anyway, he had thyroid cancer. And it was a very aggressive form of thyroid cancer. He's on hospice care, and he doesn't have a lot of time.
You don't get the chance probably anymore. You won't get the chance to talk with or to meet. He's not going to meet new people at this time.
No, especially now.
Especially now, but it was actually a joy of mine to be able to spend time with him and just get his story. Tell his story.
Well, for folks who don't know who Larry the Flag Guy is and what he does, is he brings full-size American flags to the funerals of fallen heroes.
Right.
He started out with just military folks killed in action overseas, and by invitation, if you would ask him, he would bring his display, which last
5,000?
Over 3,000 full-size American flags, and with a group of volunteers, he will set those flags up along the route from the person's funeral home or where the funeral is going to be to the cemetery.
Right.
An amazing display.
The display is just incredible when you drive on it. I've driven onto one not knowing it was going to be there, like in Pinckneyville or something like that.
Sure. That's Larry the Flagman.
That's Larry the Flagman doing that. It was like miles of flags on both sides of the road.
No, he doesn't. He's never charged for this. He's not even a veteran himself. But he wanted to do this, and so he expanded it here in the last few years to also include fallen heroes, as in firefighters, police officers.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So men or women killed in the line of duty as police officers or firemen, he's taken his amazing flag display there as well. So Larry has done this for, I think, since 2006, I'm wanting to say. And I'm told by his caregiver, by a lady by the name of, I think it's Amanda Soule, S-O-U-L-E. But anyway, she's said it will continue after his departure.
Oh, is that right?
There will be other volunteers that will pick up the standard and continue this, because he has all these flags.
They pick up the standard. That's basically
it's true. That's what it is.
Pick up the 3,000 standard.
Exactly. So Larry, he's not going to be with us much longer. And I hate to say this, but it's true. They've set up a GoFundMe page for him for his funeral already.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were trying to raise like $10,000 or $12,000.
And Larry, what would you find that under? Larry the Flag?
Larry Eckhart. That's ECKHARDT. But if you go to GoFundMe and type in his name with it, it'll come up. And they may have already raised that money. But I wanted you to know that's something that's going on there too. Larry the Flagman.
This is something he took no money for. Either.
No,
I mean, he just basically.
He probably got a free meal or two out of the deal. Yeah. Maybe somebody bought him a drink or something. But no, he did this out of his heart.
Yeah, he was. He is a great guy. An outstanding fellow.
So I wanted to mention that.
Yeah. Well,
what else is going on? What else have I been writing about? Just did a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
How's Uncle Skeet doing?
Uncle Skeet, I tell you what, his family's been hit with the flu.
Oh, is that right? It's not the COVID.
I'm pretty sure it's not. Pretty sure it's not. Actually, it's Baby has had it.
Oh, really?
And Baby's first cousin, Ray Ray.
Oh, I didn't know Ray Ray.
Ray has been, this has knocked him for a loop.
Oh, boy.
So what they did was Skeet and Aunt Jenny, they've not come down with it, but they've been caring for Baby and Ray Ray.
Yeah.
And they put them both out in the coal shed next to the outhouse.
Did they?
They did, and they locked the door.
Uh-huh.
Well, they didn't
lock the door.
Well, quarantine. I said they locked the door. They really didn't, but they made sure they kept the door shut. But of course, they had bathroom facilities. The outhouse was next door, and the only food they're getting is pizza and pancakes, because that's all that'll slide under the door. So
Sure, you got to have a flat food.
they're not going to go in there
flat surface,
and just they're not going to open the door and expose themselves to this flu.
You can't blame
And
them.
it's been terrible.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, and there's a
Terrifically sorry.
well, there's a gastrointestinal aspect to this disorder. It's been so bad that, and this is why they moved him out to the coal shed.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah, it got so bad in the house that Uncle Skeet had to make a phone call and alert the sewer plant that incoming. With Ray and Baby,
I had no
they
idea.
had to let the sewer plant know, and they brought on an extra shift, and it was bad. It was really bad.
Are they going to be okay?
I'm not so sure. They've tried some home remedies.
Wow.
One of the things they tried, and you can look this up, folks, if you'd like. They say if you put sliced onions on the bottom of your feet and put your socks on, it'll get rid of the flu.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
How's that work?
Well, not very well, because all it did was make them smell like a cross between onions and a sewer plant. That's all that did. It was terrible. I mean, it was terrible. And then they've tried the what do they call it, the poultice?
Yeah, poultice, yeah.
Poultice. Well, the first problem was they used Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh.
About a half-inch thick.
Oh.
And then they said, well, no, we need to put a mustard plaster on there, a poultice.
Oh.
And that's supposed to be made of mustard seed.
Yeah,
Ground
yeah.
mustard. No, they didn't have any ground. So they used French's yellow mustard, prepared mustard,
On Vicks.
on top of Vicks. And you know what that oh, it was terrible, Bruce. It resulted in the smell that you've never heard of in your life. It was a cross between a New York hot dog stand and a sewer plant.
Is that right?
It was disgusting. I was terrible.
And the Vicks, and camphor.
And and camphor. Don't forget the camphor.
Don't forget the camphor.
You'd think that would cure anything.
I would think.
But French's mustard and Vicks Vapor Rub and sliced onions on your feet, and it just was disgusting. And then you add the smell then of the coal shed. These are smells that you'll never forget. Precious memory. But no, things have not gone.
I have to feel for poor Baby.
Baby and Ray have been really, really sick. They really, truly have.
Well.
And they also read somewhere that if you drank, I think, apple cider vinegar,
Oh, yeah.
drink apple cider vinegar and
apple cider.
and Four Roses whiskey.
Is that right?
And that produces a whole realm of other problems.
Yeah,
It really does. If you're looking for a clean out, now that'll do that. It'll do that. But I do recommend, if you do that, call the sewer plant.
I'm thinking if
Let 'em know what's
why wouldn't
coming.
you figure out a way to bring in chicken soup or something for the poor
Well,
children?
they actually broth.
Broth.
They did do that. They actually did that with a plastic garden hose, a section of garden hose.
All that.
They put that in there and poured it in, and it ran in right into the coal shed there.
Oh, that's
And
that's nice. There.
They had a tin cup, and they get some
Thinking
chicken
about the
broth.
boys.
But see, it didn't work with the chicken soup because it's too thick. It plugged up the garden hose. And it's nothing worse than having, chunks of chicken stopping up your garden hose, right?
Just have to make maybe switch brands. Get instead of the chunky, get the regular.
No, you
chicken
could do that too. Yeah,
Or take
you could
the
blow the
noodles
noodles
up.
through there, couldn't you?
I would think you could probably fire the
Now,
noodles.
what they're going to do next, Bruce, in an effort to cure these guys,
Yeah.
they're working a deal with the municipal street department.
How kind?
Well, they're going to bring in the skeeter fogger and back it up to the coal shed and turn it on.
Well,
It'll either kill them or cure them. I'm not sure which. But Baby and Ray, they're not yet on the mend, but hopefully they can
that's
see the light. See the light.
See the light at the end of the tunnel.
I hope so.
I'm all for that. That's an out.
That's what's going on with Skeet and Aunt Jenny and Baby and Ray and all the family.
Well, Len,
it's family with a B, by the way, because they're not right. They just ain't right.
They aren't right.
No.
Len, I really do appreciate you taking time.
Thank you, Bruce.
To come up here and see. That was nice.
See, that was nice.
See, that was tender. Do it again. Right there. That's tender.
Sorry, my elbow was bleeding.
It doesn't go through blood transfer.
I don't know why not. I don't know.
Because it's like air transfer.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Try to get a transfusion from one of those guys, huh? See how that works.
No.
out. See how that works out.
No,
for you.
I'm not going to do that. Folks, take care of yourselves.
Please, common
do.
sense. Common sense.
Common sense. Len, thanks a lot.
Thank you
We'll
for
see y'all
having me.
next time, folks. Have a great day.